a vacuum of space. It's hot or cold. You can't breathe out there, and this machine keeps us alive. But looking at Earth and knowing that all the people that I love are down there, except for the crewmates that I love that are up here, it makes me just feel that Earth is protecting us, and we should do all that we can to protect it. It's very special. Over. Oh, that's a great question, and actually it can have an effect on us. And so we have a conference where we talk to our health, medical doctors, and we also talk to our psychological doctors to make sure that our mental health is doing fine. And but honestly, being able to speak with my family is probably the single most important thing that's keeping me centered. It's not even about being happy all the time. It keeps me centered so that I can focus on work when I need to focus on work. But there are lots of different ways, and the most important thing is that we have a variety of tools at our disposal because no one way is going to work for every crew member. Good question. IRISS, I would say the hardest is an actual informal requirement that you spend so much time away from your loved ones, your family and friends. That's the hardest. But in terms of the hard brass tacks objectives and training that we do, the toughest is getting to the level of Russian language proficiency that is required to fly on the space station. I've heard it's the equivalent of taking 4 years of Russian in college and then doing a study abroad for 1 term. And we usually get to that point in about 2 years. Not only do I believe that I'm working to do my part to make sure that that happens, but I you may not always know it though, because we see storms. You can see storms and lightning from up here. And that's really amazing, and it looks beautiful, but we have to remember that those are those is the change in water level. So you can see how the coastlines of lakes and oceans changes. And that is probably the most drastic effect. And this is actually a great vantage point. A great vantage point. Mila, the most important skill for an astronaut to master, in my opinion, is adaptability or flexibility. And I think that's challenging because we have to learn lots of skills. And you have to be really good at lots of different things. And in that process, I think it's natural to want to control things, but a very important aspect of being flexible and adaptable is letting go of a little bit of control, knowing you can't always control things, but then using all those skills and training that you have to be able to adapt when the time is right. Over. That's a great question, Mark. I'm going to kind of change it and I hope I will never have to. One of my goals is to share it with as many people as I can, like what we're doing right now, so that if those things were at risk, I would obviously be able to go and talk about the great benefits of investing in space exploration passionate how every dollar that we spend turns into $3 to $5 of economic activity. But really, the most important thing that I can do is inspire young people like you to grow up into adults who remember that for the rest of their lives, so that when those things do come, that you would also feel the need to say the same thing. That, to me, is much more important than anything I could ever say. Over. Georgina, that's a great question, and I think the